What's happening, everybody? So I just got done work camping and I'm leaving Miami and I'm heading north until I find a town I dig. I got a couple towns in mind, but I'm just gonna see what happens, man. So I'm on a bit of a road trip now. This is kind of I didn't expect to be taking off today, so this is kind of a sudden thing. But this is the adventure, baby. So let's road trip. Woohoo! So my experience in Miami was very limited. I basically just went to the house where the family I was doing the work camping. I was staying in their backyard and helping them remodel their house. They wanted to remain anonymous in their house and the direct area where they lived to remain anonymous. They lived like right next to a grocery store, a gas station, and a box store, and those are the three places I went in Miami. And it was interesting. They were so busy, and there were just people everywhere. And I only met one other person who spoke English. It was really strange to be in a place where the majority of people were speaking Spanish. I've never experienced that before, having never really been out of the U.S. So that was kind of a culture shock for me, really. That was just a little taste of this international full-time traveling I want to get into. But it was interesting. But you know, I thought about heading, like staying in Miami tonight and checking stuff out tomorrow. But really, I just want to get out of the city and get somewhere mellow where I can just chillax for a while. So that's kind of what that is. So if you guys were really hoping for a bunch of footage of Miami and for me to explore all the hot tourist areas and all that, it's just not going to happen this time. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I am going to explore somewhere. So I'm going to find somewhere that's like a mid-sized town that has like enough places to find work where it's not like some little small, like out of nowhere town where everybody like knows everybody and I'm like an outsider or whatever, but it's like small enough where it's kind of mellow and low key and there's not it's not a big city feel. The big city feel is just, I just don't appreciate it. It's just not for me. It doesn't mesh well with the way I'm wired. So yeah. I might be the only person in South Florida using their turn signals. I swear, dude, nobody uses turn signals down here. It's so, like, oh, I don't even know what the word is. Terrifying. Woo! All right, so I thought that Nashville had the craziest drivers in the country, but South Florida takes the cake, man. These people are nuts. They just weave in and out of traffic and don't use turn signals and jump right in front of you and, like, just like pull out right in front of you where there's like hardly any room. But I haven't seen anybody crash yet, and I don't see car parts all over the side of the road like I did in Nashville. That was one interesting thing in Nashville, is there were car parts all over the side of the highway, like all over the place. It was nuts, man. I haven't been to Utah yet. I hear that Utah drivers are crazy too. Somehow I keep skipping Utah. But you know what's really interesting to me is my special lady told me that in Bangkok in Thailand, they don't have like obvious like street laws, and because like in America it's generally so strict, like very strict speed limits and use your turn signals so many feet before you turn and all this. But she was saying that in Thailand there's hardly any rules and it looks totally chaotic. It just looks like just pure chaos. But it seemed like nobody ever got it. Uh-oh, what's going on? I hope this isn't a big traffic jam. But she said that it looked like nobody ever crashed and like people were highly skilled. And I wonder if because we have strict laws in so many places and people expect everybody else to drive a certain way so that they drive more relaxed, I wonder if that like high stress environment gets people's adrenaline pumping and they drive better. Because I noticed when I was riding my motorcycle, when I was pushing it and like going way too fast, oh, there's an accident. Okay, yeah, see, there are accidents here. When I was pushing it on my motorcycle and going like way faster than I should according to like traffic laws and stuff, I was a better rider. But when I was like going the speed limit, which is like feels way slow on a crotch rocket, like going like 100 on a crotch rocket feels like you're kind of going, but going 60 feels like you're barely moving at all. It feels like 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. It's weird how that works, but it does. At least on my R6. It didn't on my CBR, my 89, but that was a naked bike. It didn't have any fairings, so I think it might have had to do with wind. But anyway, I wonder if we just like dissolved all traffic. This is purely theoretical, but I wonder if we just dissolved all the traffic laws and let people like do whatever they wanted on the roads. I wonder what would happen if people would actually drive safer because they're on edge and expecting people to be nuts, if they'd be like super defensive and there would be like far less traffic accidents. I'm just curious about that. So if you guys have any input on that or any ideas about that, I would love to hear it, man. I would absolutely love to have a conversation about this. One more thing about the traffic laws. So I've been made aware of this idea, and I don't have I don't know if it's true or not, or real or whatever, but there's this idea that in the Constitution, the United States Constitution, it says that we have the free right to travel on roadways. And that means that the law cannot tell us we have to have a license for a basic right. It's supposed to be a God-given right or whatever. So if that's true, then we shouldn't have like speed limits, driver's licenses, laws like you must stop for 2 seconds before you leave a stop sign and stuff like that. You must use your turn signals. These aren't laws. They're, according to this theory, they're not laws. They're I forget the word for it, like codes. And therefore, the government can't take your money or take away your basic right to drive on the road. I would love to have a conversation about this too. I want to get to the bottom of this and really understand it. It seems strange that everybody is just going along with this idea that we have to have driver's licenses. And, this also feeds in the whole straw man idea where you're born, you're given a birth certificate, and that's your straw man. I haven't gotten to the bottom, and that's a fake you, like your birth certificate and your driver's license and social security card. It creates a corporation with your name, so you're not actually you only represent your legal name if you agree to it, but otherwise you're a human being, not a fictitious identity, which is a corporation. I don't understand this whole thing, and I'd like to really get to the bottom of this. So if you guys know about this kind of stuff, let me know. I'm curious about it. I want to know more about it. All right, so it's 7:30. I've been driving for probably, I don't know, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. I need a break, and I'm gonna pull over and just get some gas and stretch out and chill out and get my mind nice and sharp, and see if there is a shower or a Planet Fitness nearby to take a shower, because I am in need of one. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Woo! Hey guys, look at how this car is parked. It's taking up 4 spots. That's South Florida for you. So after sitting and trying to figure out a Planet Fitness that's open nearby, they all close in South Florida at 7. It's really weird because every other Planet Fitness I've ever been to has been 24 hours. So it's really strange. And they're all like this down here. Homestead, Miami, all the Fort Lauderdale, all the areas around here. So I'm actually tired. I didn't sleep very well last night or the night before. So I think I'm pretty much done driving. But there's a town 21 minutes away that has a place I found on Google Maps that I think will be good for sleeping for the night. So I think I'm just gonna head there and catch some sleep. There's no rush in my game, man. So it's find a place to sleep tonight, catch a shower tomorrow, get some laundry done, and slowly head up towards what do they call that area? Space Coast. Towards the Space Coast. It's supposed to be pretty chill up there, like Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, stuff like that. So I think I'm going to head up there and try to find work. Really, my plan is to just hunker down for I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 or 4 if I get a really good paying job and it doesn't get too hot. And pay off my debts and do a couple upgrades to the van and save up some money. I've been historically real loose with money. I just kind of, when I have it, I spend it kind of thing. And I've never really followed a real budget or anything like that. And I want to try it. I don't want to totally commit to doing it hardcore, but I want to try it. Because whenever I commit to something I'm not super psyched about, I just never follow through. So I know myself that way, so I'm going to try it for a while and see how it works and figure out what the real benefits to it are, because yeah, I just really want to get big on saving money so I can figure out a way to live like on just like even smaller money than I have now, and be able to like track my expenses and stuff, and be able to like really see how much money I've spent on certain things. Because I do eat out a lot. I haven't lately, but I do eat out. And now I have a fridge, so I'm actually eating out. I've probably cut eating out like in at least half, probably way more than that. Probably like, I don't know, like 3/4 or something. Like it used to be like almost every other day, and now it's like maybe, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to figuring out ways to save more money. I guess my girl's really good at that, and I'm not. I'm definitely not. Obviously, I've used credit cards to fund half this trip so far, and that's just not an intelligent way to do it, to spend money you don't have and then have to pay back more, with interest and everything. So it's a stupid thing to do. So I'm looking forward to having those totally paid off and being cash only. So, woo! Love yourself!